live. Hey everyone, I'm a software engineer. I've been working professionally in the industry for the last 8 years and coding in general for the last 10 to 12 years. I mostly do full stack development, so that means working on websites, working on backends for those websites, so building servers, doing infrastructure largely in AWS. And recently I have been getting into game development and learning more about how to build games, and doing so with the Godot open source game engine. And I've been streaming that journey over the last almost 3 weeks now, just to document what I've done, hopefully inspire some other people to do the same, and anyone that has hopped in has asked questions and learned more about game development. And so yeah, that's what I'm doing here. I usually start out by showing kind of what I've built in the game so far. And I guess to be clear, this is more of a game playground. So it's an area where I can experiment with things, build new features. At some point when I decide to build a full-fledged game, I'll have gotten the experience in how to build UI, build game systems, integrate all those things together, how to properly do testing, etc., etc. So yeah. To start out, we have a main menu. It's relatively simple. You can continue a game, start a new game, load a game. You have all the save files. If we were to start a new game, we get plopped into this top-down view of a player that you can move around. The triangle polygon that you see on the screen is a debug item, as are the circles that you see moving around here. I have that on just for testing. But the premise of the game playground right now is that everything is quote unquote dark. You can't see anything. When you press F, you turn on your flashlight, you can see enemies. They show up, you can shoot them. And recently I've been working on a general player inventory, a dual inventory where you can drag and drop things. So you can move stuff around from like the zombie inventory to the player. And then in the last stream, I was focusing on adding stackable items. So the ability to have, more than just one piece of ammo or food or whatever it is in a particular stack. Right now it just goes up to 64, but that's just an arbitrary limit at the moment. And so what I'm going to focus on at the beginning of this stream is making it so that when you drag, let's say, 2 different foo items over each other, they add into a single stack, and then do the same for I might add like splitting stacks or whatever, but for now, probably just adding them together is fine. I'll probably remove the arbitrary limit on the number of items here just to make it a little easier for me to do implementation and testing. And then after that, we're going to start integrating the ammo into weapons. So I'll be adding a new concept of a weapon that can take a certain ammo, etc., etc. So that's what we're going to start with. So first of all, we need to do the stackable inventory stuff that I was talking about. I think for now, like I mentioned, I'm going to remove this max stack requirement or assertion. So we still want to check to make sure that the item doesn't go negative or to 0. If that happens, we should just remove it entirely. But we won't have the arbitrary 64 max limit there. All right, so let's actually get us into a state where we can test this. So let's create a third stackable item that our zombie will drop. We'll say it's item 1, and we'll give it 34. Let's add this to the zombies inventory. And so what we should see is exactly what we had previously, but now a third item for zombies. And when we drag over, it does nothing. So we basically just want to have a check that says, is foo, like, is this item the same as this other item that we're trying to drag into? If so, add them together. So that should be relatively straightforward to do. So in inventory UI, we have a function here called update inventory from drag and drop. This gets triggered. It's connected to a signal from the inventory item button that gets triggered when you drag and drop. So in this case, we're saying add item to slot. Now we have a check in add item to slot. So this is the generic inventory class that we use for any inventory, whether it's player or NPC. It gets passed in a stackable inventory item. And right now we're saying if the index, right now we're saying, actually this isn't where we're doing this check. Hold on. In inventory item button, where we have a function called has or can drop data. So we're saying this is basically triggered when we attempt to drop data in a specific location. If we can drop data in that location, we will return true from this. Otherwise, we return false. So right now we're saying if the data that is being drag and dropped is of type stackable inventory item, and if the current item in this inventory item button is null, then we can drop it there. So we need to update this to basically say if it's a stackable inventory item and stackable item is the same type as the data that's being passed in. So we actually have a couple cases. So if it's null, then it's fine. So we can say, like, if data is stackable inventory item and self.stackable item is null, then we can return true. And let's just have the default return false down here. We'll have another one. If actually, we can just say because we'll be always checking that it's a stackable inventory item to begin with. So if the item is null, then that means we can't drop it. Otherwise, if it's not null, so if self.stackable item.get item dot, let's say, I think we have a function on an item that's called get item ID. So if the item ID is the same, get item ID equals data dot get item dot get item ID. If both of those are true, then we can say return true. Or if that is true, then we can return true. So this is basically saying if the data that's being passed in to the drag and drop has the same item ID as what's currently in this inventory item slot, then it is okay to drag in. So the other place that we need to update is this update inventory from drag and drop function. So we get past a stackable inventory item. And at this point, we know that it's a valid place to drag and drop. Now we need to we probably want to have some validation once we get to this location. We shouldn't be calling update inventory from drag and drop unless the two items are the same or the inventory slot is null. If we call this with a different item from what currently exists in that inventory slot, it means we're going to overwrite what's there, and that basically means an item gets deleted, and that's, you know, a game-breaking bug. So we probably want to assert that item.get item dot, I think I changed the song. Yeah, it's funny. So we want to say that item.getItem.get item ID equals what's currently in the slot, or so let's get what's currently in the slot, which we can do with, I think, self.inventory.get inventory key. We'll get the stackable item. So far, current item. And I think this, no, actually, hold on. On the inventory, we need to say get items, I believe. Oh, whoops. Oh no, we can say get item with an index. Okay, so here we say self.inventory.get item, and we pass in the inventory key. So now we have the current item, which should be a stackable inventory item. And so we'll say if the current item dot get item ID, oh no, sorry, dot get item dot get item ID. So some of the naming here is getting very confusing with all of these get items, but we'll deal with that later. So if assert that this is true, or current item is null. Otherwise, say can't add item that differs from current item unless null. So we're asserting that we're not getting a weird, like getting the wrong type of item here. And then we can say, when we add the item to the slot, actually, maybe we want to do this check. We might want to do this check in the generic inventory, actually. This is probably the better place to do it. So we can say self.getItem of index. Okay, so this should still work the same. So we know that either the item is let's see, is this how we want to do it? So maybe we want to say var is same item. So this will be a bool, and we'll just say item.get item dot get item ID, item dot get item dot get item ID, and then the second check is slot null. It's also a Boolean. So current item equals null. Okay, so now we can say assert that is same item or is slot null. So we're pulling this out so that I can do if statements here and say if is same item, then that means we can, rather than just adding the item to the index, we want to say items of index dot add amount, and then we'll say item dot get amount, and that should work. And from there, I think that's all we need to do. And otherwise, we add the item to the index. Hey, Distant, it's going well. How are you doing? All right, so now we should have the ability to add items together that are of the same type. So let's go ahead and test this. So we go over to a zombie. Now the zombie should have 3 elements, which is correct. Okay, so I definitely messed something up. Get item is not a function and add item to slot. Self.get item. Why does that not work? Fine here as well, thanks. Good to hear that. What are you building? I am working on building out some game, I've basically created a playground for myself to build different game features and do testing. I'm in the middle of learning about Godot and game development in general, and just building out a playground essentially to test some of the features that I might want to add to future games. I can walk you through kind of what I've built so far, and I just have a bug that I need to fix in the inventory, but I'll get to that in a sec. So very simple main menu. You can continue a game, start a new game, load a save file. If we continue a game here, you can see that we see a top-down view of a player that you can move around. They aim wherever your cursor is, and you can see this red kind of polygon triangle here. That's a debug shape right now. So if you press F, you turn on your flashlight, and then you can see zombies. So these blue circles are the outlines of zombies in debug mode. If you don't have your flashlight on, then you can't technically see the zombies. And you can shoot them, open up your inventory, open up a dual inventory that allows you to move things between the zombie and the player. And that's, and I've built like a chunking system. So if you move around, it loads new chunks in and unloads other chunks and saves them to a save file. And then you can also like save the game and yeah, that's pretty much everything I've built so far, and recently just been working on a lot of the UI inventory stuff just to get that working and learn more about it. But yeah, so right now I'm trying to fix a bug in inventory. So I'm trying to be able to create stackable items where you can add 2 items together, merge them, and show the amount that that item has in your inventory. And so I have a small bug right now. Thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, I've just been streaming for the last like 2.5 weeks. And it's been pretty fun. This is what I've been working on. Okay, so get item. It was saying had an issue. I think it's either let's see which one it was. I'm not sure where we were getting that error. So it's line 29. Okay. Which one is it? Get item in base nil. Excuse me. Oh, if current item might be null. And if current item is null, then we don't want to check that. So we can say, let's move this here. So is slot null and, so this should back us out of this check if the current item is null. Let's try this again. Still doesn't work. Non-existent function get item in base nil. Is item, maybe that item is null? Oh, because I'm hitting add item to slot with a null item as well. Okay. So item is null, then we can just say items of index equals null and then return the index immediately. So let's give this another try. So I'm pretty sure this should all be stackable inventory items. Right, because get item here returns a stackable inventory item. Oh. We don't want, we actually want the opposite of is slot null. So if it's true, then it's not the same item. So that needs to be not. And this should work. There we go. Okay, so as you can see, we can drag and drop. We can't drag a different item into the same slot. And if we drag the same item in, that also doesn't work. So we're getting closer. Oh, do I have a different, I think I have a different, no, it's the same item ID. Okay. So I wonder, it's probably something with the can drop data check. So let's just print out a debug there. And then, oh, it's this drop data. So we're saying if the stackable item is null, then you can drop, otherwise it's a failure. That's, as we've seen, not the case necessarily. So I don't think we actually need this check anymore. Oh no, we do. Okay, so we actually need to do basically the same thing we're doing up above. So if it's null or, and then let's grab this. So if it's null or the same data, or sorry, the same item, then we can update. I'm actually realizing here too. This can all be pulled into a single if statement. And really, you can move up another line there too, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Okay, so we can still drag these properly, and we can add them together. Awesome. And if I open up my normal player inventory, that still works. I can still drag and drop and move this. All right, so we have successfully added the ability to stack similar items, which will be helpful for like ammo and that kind of stuff. So from here, I could add the ability to split items, but there's really no reason to do that functionally yet. So next, let's add the concept of a weapon that's just outside of what the player... So right now, how we're handling weapons, we basically just say that the player has a default weapon that, like, it's all on the player, and it has nothing to do with a specific, like, type of item. So let's go ahead and make some changes here. So we'll start off by it'll take me a minute to think about the best way to do this. Okay. So I don't think we need a scene for the weapon as of right now. So let's create a new folder and call it weapons. And to start, I also don't think we need a generic weapon class. I think we can just say, let's just start with a rifle. Distance says, have you had any previous experience with other engines, or is Godot your first view into video game development? I'm wondering if the complexity is higher with Godot being less feature-rich than something like Unreal or Unity. I haven't had experience with other game engines. I've played games my whole life, so I feel like I have a decent understanding of how games work, and also my software engineering experience helps with that. But as for speaking on whether Godot is more or less complex than Unreal or Unity, I don't actually really know. I think I would guess in the 2D space of building games, which is kind of where I've focused so far. I haven't jumped into 3D development yet. I would imagine they're relatively similar. I'm sure they all do things differently, but I can't imagine they're going to be too much different. But I would, yeah, I was gonna say something, but I honestly have no idea, because I haven't touched much of Unity or Unreal. I'm finding Godot though to be relatively straightforward. I think they've done a great job building out features for it, and I don't even necessarily think it's less feature rich than Unity or Unreal. I'm sure Unity and Unreal have more like in-depth, like complex, ways to render things and technologies and stuff, but I think you can build most of the same stuff you could build in Unity or Unreal in Godot. It just might not like look quite as nice or run quite as well. But that doesn't mean that it's, doesn't have the same like game features and whatnot. Okay, so we created this rifle class. So we'll say it extends for now item, which means that when we initialize it, we'll say self dot I think we can do this safely. No. Oh, yes, we can. So we'll, just for the moment, we'll say, actually, I don't even think we need to do that. Let's try this for a sec. Does that work? No. It already exists in the parent class item, so I think that means we do self. Is there like a super function in Godot? Class inheritance super function. Oh, is there actually a super? Wait, this might actually call the super parents class method from within the child overriding method. Okay, so if I said super of, and what does it take? ID and name. Oops. Don't need all this open. Let's just say 3 and rifle. No, that doesn't work. Oh, it should be an int. That's why. Wow. Okay. I did not know this was a thing in Godot, and maybe it's a relatively new concept. Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe it's always been around, but this is weird. A weird way to do it, where you just use the dot notation. All right. So I'm glad I figured that out. So that's relatively straightforward. Now, maybe we do actually want to, well, no, let's start out just with this, and then we can move functions to be more generic on like a weapon later. So on player, we have some concepts here about a weapon. So we have like a magazine size. We have total projectiles doesn't matter anymore. So I think that's all we need. There's should be like a damage amount, and we'll say just 1 for now. What else is there? So that might be all there is. So we have like this shoot function, which does a bunch of physics stuff, which we will want to do in the weapon itself, which means it probably actually does need to be a scene. Okay. Is there any other weapon stuff here? So we have an add ammo function, but that's not necessary for the weapon itself. Okay, so I do think it's just on a reload function. Okay, so we need a shoot and a reload. So we have the magazine size. Oh, we do need to keep track of how much ammo is in the mag. So, so we'll start out with just saying that the ammo in the mag is the same size as the magazine size. We have a generic shoot and reload. And then we will create a new scene called rifle, which doesn't need to have anything on it at the moment. So we'll attach the rifle script there. Now on the player, we have, hold on, what is, so we have the projectile shoot, shoot animation and splash animation. Which I think is maybe all we're using. Everything else is just calculating where the collision is going. So I think we can move this here and update it. So if self.ammo in magazine is less than or equal to 0, we want to get the global mouse position of the player. Oh, wait, why isn't this working? Not found in base self. Oh, you extend. What are you right now? No, I guess you extend item. So we'll need, when we press shoot, we'll pass in the mouse position, which I believe will be a vector 2. We need to load the projectile shoot animation and the splash animation. And then we'll also probably need to pass in the player global position, which is also a vector 2. What is get world 2D? returns the world 2D where this item is in. I have no idea what this function does. Can I look at the documentation? Oops. Go get world 2D. Source that holds all components of a 2D world, such as a canvas and a physics space. Direct space state is physics. Direct space state 2D. Direct access to the world's physics 2D space state used for querying current and potential collisions. Okay, so I think we can pass in this. So then another item is space state, and that's of type, oops, physics direct space state 2D. Let's make this look a little nicer. Now we have mouse position, but we need to say player global position. Player global position and player global position. So projectiles in mag is actually ammo in magazine. Self dot. Total projectiles. We don't need the weapon to keep track of. That's something to keep track of in the inventory. So we'll remove that for now. If self dot ammo in magazine is less than 1, what is use projectile? Projectile. Is that a signal? It is. Okay, whoops. So let's actually say it's a signal called shoot weapon. And we'll say ammo in magazine. We don't need a total count because the weapon doesn't care how much ammo we actually have. So we'll say shoot weapon dot emit. Pass in 0 if the ammo in magazine is less than 1. Otherwise, we say self dot shoot weapon dot emit ammo in magazine. And then we have this emit gunshot, which wait, did we already add this? So I wanted to add when you shoot, it triggers zombies from further away to come follow you, but I think I may have already added this in. Let me see in game manager. Do we connect to emit gunshot anywhere? No, is that in like chunk testing or something? Or do each of the zombies themselves connect to that? They do. They do. And then they calculate. Okay, interesting. So what we want to then have is a value on the rifle that basically says sound range. It's an int, and we'll say it's 2000 for now. And we'll have another function called get sound range, which returns an int. We'll just return self.sound range. So instead of emitting that gunshot there, we will do so in the player. Okay, so this weapon should be able to shoot. But we need a way for the player to access the weapon. So in inventory. Oops. Let's say actually in player inventory. Well, this is UI based. That's not really what we're looking for. Okay, let's say on an inventory here, there's another object called a weapon that's just hard-coded for now, but we'll get to making it swappable later. So I do think now actually we should make a generic weapon class. And so this is what will extend item of init, where we pass in the item ID, which is an int, and the item name, which is a string. And we will call super item ID item name. What are you yelling about? Oh, okay. Just say ID and iname. Great. And then the rifle will actually say class name weapon. The rifle will extend weapon. So the init should be the same. And then on a weapon, you can shoot, which we'll just say for now returns void. And reload. Which also returns void. Now these details are relevant for any weapon. So we'll leave them there. Or we'll put them in the weapon. So we have default values. I'm wondering if I should initialize the weapon. I probably should initialize the weapon with these. Or if I should do the approach I was doing before with like set magazine size, So that's an int. Assert that magazine size is greater than 0. Magazine size must be greater than 0. And then self.magazine size equals ms. We'll also have a get magazine size, which returns an int self.get or self.magazine size, and we'll do the same now for ammo and magazine. Or do we need to do that for ammo and magazine? Probably don't need a set for that. So we can just have a get ammo in magazine. Self.ammo in magazine. And there's no way to do private Godot private var on class. Whoa, is this actually true here? Wow, is this actually true? Hold up. If so, that's crazy. Okay, we'll call this an int. Wait, then how do we access it? No, maybe that isn't. Where's the actual like Godot docs on this? Private var. Or let's say getters and setters. Getters? Properties, setters and getters. Wow, okay, properties, setters and getters. Sometimes you want a class member variable to do more than just hold data. Thanks, Alp. Yeah, there's a section for getter and setters. Sometimes you want a class member variable to do more than just hold data and actually perform some validation and computation whenever its value changes. It may also be desired to encapsulate its access in some way. For this, GDScript provides a special syntax to define properties using the set and get keywords after a variable declaration. Then you can define a code block that will be executed when the variable is accessed or assigned, for example. Okay, how do you... How does one then access this? Oh, like maybe you just do self.seconds and then it automatically runs that when you're getting it. And oh, that's really interesting. Like second and previous Godot version set and get methods are always called except as... Thanks for hopping on, Distant. I appreciate you joining and responding. Cool. That's pretty cool. I had no idea you can do that. So let's give this a try. Seemed like there was an inline, but for now, we'll just say return magazine size and set is set of value. We can just say magazine size equals value for now. That's pretty interesting. So get, return ammo and magazine, set value magazine size equals value. I guess that's fine. Cool, so I don't need any of this anymore. Oh no, I still want, okay, for set magazine size, I still want to say, do this assertion. Assert that value is greater than 0. Cool, so I can delete these. And then within rifle, let's see. For the moment, a lot of this calculation I think can be done on the weapon itself. So let's just move it all, and then we will pare down where necessary. And eventually each different weapon will have different projectile shoot animations and splash animations. So maybe maybe that actually should stay on the weapon itself. So is there a way to call the parent class's like shoot super function? So really in a weapon, we don't want the shoot animation. That can all be done on the base, or on the weapon itself. Max distance. It's fine. Okay, so now we need the same parent definition here, or child definition. And then I think we just want to return result, which is a dictionary. Actually, we could just return this. And there's unfortunately no typing on this. But that's okay, I guess. Say it can return null or a dictionary. So this can all get removed. Okay, so this just does the like weapon physics calculations. And so this result actually comes from I don't feel like that's gonna work. Whoa. If that actually works, that's also crazy. Mouse position, player global position, and space state. Is that how you do that? A extended class super function. Thanks, Saba. I appreciate that. How are you doing? Calling super from the child. It's no different than calling any other method. Godot, how to call. Thanks, Saba. I appreciate that. I don't know. I might be on in 60 minutes. We'll see. You'll find out if you come back. How to call parent abstract class super function. Call base class method and go for. So you can do finally, even though super.foo would be better. Oh, you just say super. Whoops, did not mean to do that. Thanks, Saba. I'm glad you enjoyed hopping on here. It's fun doing this, and I hope there's something to learn for everyone. Okay, so instead of super.shoot, I think you literally just say super. Which now there's no typing on it. Does this notation work as well? I think it might. That's pretty cool. Okay, so I don't think any of this is necessary anymore. So if I do let's see. So when I set ammo and magazine here, minus equals 1, does that set, like how does that work here? Does value automatically become ammo and magazine minus 1, or does it, or do I need to do, like, can I not use that notation anymore? Guess there's only one way to find out. So we will leave it as is for now. If we see a bug there, we will fix it. Okay, I think this is looking pretty good. This needs to be added as a child of the player. So for the moment, I'm just gonna say game manager.player.addChild, but I'll add it to do. Come up with a better way to handle this. Okay. So if we come to inventory, let's add a weapon of type weapon equals rifle dot new. Does rifle not class name rifle. Okay, so we have a new weapon called rifle. And I guess we can do the same thing here. Get return weapon, and we'll not have a set function on it for now. So now in the player, when we're doing shoot or reload we'll leave as is for the moment because we are we emitting that on the rifle? I can't remember. So we have shoot weapon dot emit. So the player will need to connect to all this, which is fine. Did I delete the... Yes, I think I did. Oh, the sound range also needs, so get turn sound range set value sound range equals value. So when we're initializing this to do good init base values, but for now the defaults are fine. Whoops. Okay, and player we have emit gunshot, emit. So let's have a function on here called get inventory weapon, which returns a weapon. Return self dot inventory dot weapon. And this can mostly be deleted because we will say self dot get inventory weapon dot shoot, and we need to pass in, oh, hold on a sec. So we need to pass in the mouse position, player global position, and space state. So self dot get inventory, oops, not there, player, self dot get inventory weapon dot shoot, and we will pass in the mouse position, the self dot global position, and the space state. Then all of this can get deleted. Whoops, not all of that can get deleted. That can get deleted. This can get deleted. All of this can get deleted. Okay, we will want to update this information. And what else? Oh, right, we want to connect. So on ready, connect weapon. To do this. This connection will actually, maybe we don't want to connect the weapon. I think perhaps when we return from this shoot, we should get the information that needs to be emitted. So for example, like this sound range distance here should be gettable from the weapon itself. So we can say, actually just do our weapon equals self.get inventory weapon. We can say weapon.shoot and then weapon.sound range there. Here we emit, so weapon.ammo in magazine. What is total projectiles? Okay, we're not doing, we'll need to update that in a sec, but here we say weapon.ammo in magazine. This might work, but I'm expecting at least some errors here. Okay. Invalid get index root on base null instance. So in rifle on line 37. Oh. Wait, I didn't remove some stuff that I was supposed to remove. Get tree.root.addChild. Okay, so rifle never got added to the scene. Wait, I'm realizing, does rifle need to be... I don't know that rifle needs to be a scene, I'm realizing. Or does it for all of these animations? Maybe I add another function on the player right now. Add weapon shoot animation, which gets passed in okay, we'll add this to the player for the moment, but I don't really like it. Oh, actually, should this be added to the zombie? Result.collider is zombie. So I need a way to get the base tree here. I mean, maybe, oops, maybe I can do that from the game manager. Do I do that here at all? No, I don't get root there. Because it's not in the scene. I don't love this approach, but to find a better way to handle this. So because the player has access to the root scene, I'm just gonna have the player handle the splash animation. I'm sure there's a better way of doing this. Oops. And we need the results position, the vector 2. We'll say result position, and that should all be fine. So in rifle, game manager dot player, what do I call it? Add weapon shoot animation. Oh no, sorry. Add weapon splash animation. Splash animation, and we'll pass in the result dot position. Get rid of this. Okay, and we'll want to handle kind of this result collider stuff elsewhere as well. Handle this elsewhere, but I'm not exactly sure where to do that now. Okay, so let's give this another try. Okay, the ammo's actually changing and the reload seems to work. Oh no, the reload seems to work in the UI, but not in the actual weapon. It's not actually reloading because we haven't defined that yet. But the shooting seems to work properly. And the game crashes when... Whoops, let's undo that. Game crashes when I die, which is fine for the moment. Okay, that all seems to be working. Which I'm happy about. So we have shoot. Wait, connect the input event to the shoot function. Set process input. Huh. Okay, that's all fine. So let's move on to reload. Whoops. So in the weapon, when you reload, we need to know what the total number of... Actually, reload will just take in the max number to reload with, and then we'll return the actual number that were added. So max let's just say ammo available. It's an int. We'll return an int. So we'll say return the amount of ammo added to the magazine. So self dot ammo in magazine equals sorry, one sec. Okay, so if we have that much, it's what's the algorithm or the it equals okay, first of all, let's calculate how much ammo can be added. So, or like max ammo to add. It's an int, and that equals self dot magazine size minus self dot ammo in magazine. Ammo available minus magazine size. Hey Alex, how's it going? Ammo available minus magazine size doesn't quite work because there might still be ammo in the mag. So I'm just saying the max ammo that you can add is this amount. Oops. And then if ammo available minus max ammo to add, we can just say self dot ammo in magazine equals self dot, or I guess we can say plus equals, and we need to figure out how this is going to work with the setter here. Let's say self dot ammo in magazine plus equals max ammo to add, and then from there return max ammo to add. Otherwise, it means that the max ammo to add is greater than, this is greater than or equal to 0. Otherwise, self dot ammo in magazine plus equals ammo available, and then we return ammo available. And so then this will get subtracted from the ammo in the inventory. I think that should work. Okay, so we'll say var weapon, type weapon equals self.get inventory weapon, weapon.reload. Ammo added to magazine, and we need to know how much ammo we have. So in this case, we're just keeping track of it with total projectiles. but we'll update this to be trackable from the inventory itself in a moment. So we'll say total projectiles, and then we'll say total projectiles minus equals ammo added to magazine, and that should theoretically never go below 0. We clamp it anyway. Oh no, we clamp projectiles and mag. All right, let's give this a try. The function signature does not match the parent. Oh, I didn't. I don't know why that's purple like that. But in rifle, what am I calling this? Ammo available. Return super.reload of ammo available. Cool. So we shoot 4 times. The total doesn't go down, but if we reload, okay, total still doesn't go down. Total went down there though. Wait. Oh, it's just not being, the signal's not emitting properly. So seems to be emitting after. Okay, so I think in game UI, whoops, game UI, it's total count seen, use reload, update reload, set value text. So are we calling are we emitting use reload here? We are. Clamping into projectiles in mag. Wait a sec. Are we updating total projectiles? Well, and really, where is... Oh, total projectile, update projectile. Total projectiles. Okay, when we update with reload, we should also be updating the total. Hold on. Ammo in magazine. Ammo in magazine. And then we should also be passing in the total ammo. And then say total count scene dot set value text string of total. Whoops. No. Ah. Okay. With total ammo. So then when we emit this, should be emitting with total projectiles. And I think that'll work. Excuse me. Okay, so that works with reload now, but it's not working at the time of shooting. Oh, because total projectiles isn't being updated anymore. So, guess for the moment, we'll just say total projectiles minus equals 1 to do this should happen in the inventory. Okay. But if that all works as expected, we do see it go down. Oh, and we're also losing, hold on. So we're updating the, wait, we're actually updating this somewhere else. So we don't want to do that in reload. Wait a sec, this isn't projectiles and mag. Oh, that's not right, hold on. I'm not calling, oh no, I am. Oh, added to magazine. I don't want to update total projectiles at reload time. But I do want to update this to be weapon dot ammo in magazine. Okay, so that's working. Let's see if we get down to 0. Uh-oh. And we get into negatives. Okay. So this isn't working properly because we are not clamping well here. So if ammo available is less than or equal to 0, we just want to return 0, do nothing there. Does that just fix it? Okay, so we have another bug where every time we click shoot, it's reducing the amount of ammo that we have. So that's also not what we want. Oh. So I guess we do that in here. So this is saying oh, if self.ammo in magazine is less than or equal to 0, return null. Okay, so in player, so actually we'll say result equals weapon.shoot if result equals a null. If result does not equal null, then I guess we can say this. So we will be updating the total projectiles to be part of the inventory. Now that's not updating. If result does not equal null, total projectiles minus equals 1. Is result always null here? Oh, that's just saying if it hits something. That's not what we want. So really, let's create a dictionary here and say intersection and successful shoot is true. And then instead of returning null here, let's return the same thing, except intersection, oops. Intersection will be null and successful shoot will be false. Wait, are we actually even doing anything with the... Oh no, we are doing something with the result here. Oh, if it doesn't equal... No, wait. How are we triggering the... Oh, okay. So we're... Oh, so this is happening further down. So if result dot dot get intersection result does not equal null, then result dot get intersection result dot position, and then result dot get intersection result. I don't love this, but we'll deal with that later. Oh no, it's just called intersection, not intersection results. Okay. And this is called successful shoot. We'll just call it success for now. Okay, so rifle needs to return this result. Because the player... Oh no, actually let's return a Boolean from this. Return false there, great. And then otherwise we want to return result dot get success. Oh no, in this case it's true. Okay, and then in player, if results, if we successfully shot, then we return, or then we lower the projectiles, so that doesn't work. Invalid get index collider on base dictionary. Result dot get intersection. Oh. If result dot get intersection dot collider is zombie, okay, we'll say var intersection equals results dot get intersection. We'll say if intersection does not equal null, intersection dot position intersection.collider and intersection.collider. Great. That also doesn't work. Invalid get index position on base dictionary. Okay, if I go back real quick before I did all this, it used to just be result.position. So result from super.shoot intersection space state dot intersect array. So intersection is a dictionary. If intersection does not equal null. Oh, add splash animation. Okay, hold on. Oh, no, that's what I'm looking at right here. Invalid get index position on base dictionary. So maybe I need to do this now, or actually just dot get position. Can give that a try. Okay, so that worked. Now the issue was when a splash animation doesn't hit a player. Can I convert argument 1 from nil to vector 2? So position, hold on. Oh, wait. Yeah, position must be null then. And it doesn't hit anything. That's expecting a vector 2, although it doesn't seem to be type in function add. Can I convert argument 1 from nil to vector 2? Okay. So if intersection does not equal null and intersection dot get position does not equal null. Okay, let's give that a try. Okay, so that seems to work. And now I'm clicking and nothing's happening. So we reload and we get ourselves down to 8 there. And now I can't reload and can't shoot, and everything seems to be working as expected. There's a bug with the visibility of those zombies, but we're gonna worry about that later. You can still drag and drop. Okay, cool. So we are now in a state where things are working with the weapon as expected. However, the ammo is being kept track of in the player, so that's not what we want. So let's get rid of everything that's not related to total projectiles for now. Why are you yelling? Oh, let's just say you're 24 for the moment. Set total projectiles. Oh, okay. So we need to say var weapon equals self.get weapon, get inventory weapon. And so the total projectiles will be total projectiles. And the projectiles in, oh, this is related to the save system. Self dot, this is weapon dot, magazine size equals, why are you yelling? Oh, mag size is not, what is this get value? Is there a default? That's a default. Oh no, sorry, this is supposed to be ammo in magazine. No, in magazine, and the default is weapon dot magazine size. Okay, that should maybe work. No, projectiles and mag, you're still yelling. So our weapon equals self dot get inventory weapon dot ammo in magazine, and then are we using add ammo anywhere? We're not using add ammo, so let's just remove that. Okay, I think this should work. No. Get index. So game UI is doing something weird that it isn't supposed to be doing. Game manager dot player dot projectiles and mag. Okay, so this is going to be weird for the moment, but get inventory weapon dot ammo and magazine. Okay, so a lot of stuff is kind of intertwined here, which I don't love, but oh, now it's going negative. So total should never be going negative. So in the player, when we're doing total projectiles, so if result is true. Hold on. Let me see what's going on here. Oh, as long as there's ammo, it keeps going back up to... Oh, the count. Okay, so count is broken, which means ammo and magazine is broken because reload is broken. So ammo available. So when we reload with total projectiles, ammo available is less than or equal to 0, return 0. So the max ammo to add is magazine size minus ammo and magazine. So this should be getting us the difference between like the max that we can add. Oh, it's right here. So if ammo available minus max ammo to add is greater than or equal to 0, then we don't necessarily want to add why is this confusing? Ammo available minus max ammo to add is greater than 0. feel silly here. Because total projectiles getting down into negatives. That's just happening if result is true. Result is true when... Does rifle do anything? No, it just automatically returns that. Result is true when... Oops. Wait, reload is returning an integer. Oh, I'm looking at shoot. Hold on. Reload. Okay, hold on. I'm getting myself all mixed up here. And this is because I have some stuff happening everywhere, which is not ideal. Okay, so when a weapon shoots, it returns true if the ammo in the magazine is greater than or equal to 0. This is the issue. So it's not if result, it's if result dot get success is true. Get in base bool. Why is it? Oh, because it took me to the wrong function. Okay. Boy. Hey, Philippus. Thanks for hopping on again. It's good to see you. I'm good. I'm working on like a weapons system now, and I've gotten myself into a confusing mess of interconnectedness that I'm not super happy about, so I'm just trying to fix a bug right now. But otherwise, I'm good. Okay, so specifically on a rifle, we're returning true or false. And I don't actually think we want to do that. I think we just want to return the straight result. So in this case, we'll say success is false. And intersection is null. And then here, we just return results. Hey, Midnight. Interesting. I see that you choose to start with the hard parts. Hey, thanks, man. I stream most days, at least recently. I only started a few weeks ago, but I think out of the last like 20 days, I've streamed probably 17 or 18 of those. And I'm doing my best to keep that going. I don't usually stream for more than 2 hours. And we're getting close to the end of that, but I might go a little bit longer, see if I can get this working. I kind of try to build like one feature per day, and that usually takes a couple hours. So, yeah, I can't say I have like exact times that I stream as well, like no set schedule per se. But midday on weekdays tends to be when I'm streaming, and then in the evenings on weekends. Or vice versa. It totally, never mind. It depends. There's no set schedule. Okay, we're returning the result. So now on player, if result dot get success equals true. Okay, so that's working as expected so far. Okay, so the base case works. but yeah, we're still getting into negatives because the magazine count is not working properly, which means that our reload, there's a bug in here. Thanks, Midnight. It's nice hearing kind words. I'm really just going for a chill vibe, and if people want to hop in and ask questions and see what I'm working on, that's great. So if you're enjoying that, thanks for staying. Okay, so I have a feeling it's to do with max ammo to add. Oh, this is supposed to be ammo available minus max ammo to add. Okay, that should fix this problem. Nope, it went back up to 8. Holding down the right trigger was doing something weird here. Why is this happening? So if ammo available minus max ammo to add is greater. Oh, it's a bug in this. So we add ammo available. Oh, it's because the total projectiles need to decrease when I reload. That's really what it is. And the reason for that is it's no longer in total ammo. It's ammo that's in the projectile or in the magazine. So it's not total projectiles minus equals 1. It's and that actually doesn't even need to happen anymore in shoot. We really want this to happen in reload. So on reload, we're returning the amount that was added to the mag. So here we want to say ammo added, and we'll say this is all going to be a moot point too once we move ammo to an inventory slot, but I just want to get this working before we do that. So total projectiles minus equals ammo added. And we can actually clamp then total projectiles, but for the moment, let's just see if this works. Whoa. So we only need to add ammo if... Okay, so if ammo available is less than or equal to 0, or magazine size oh, did we just make the magazine size? There's no like max. Wait, how are we getting 8 from this? What's happening? Oh, are we clamping 8 here? No. Do we have like, what's going on? Reload. I don't know how we're getting 8. Oh no, magazine size. Wait, we're never setting this anywhere, are we? No, we're not. Okay, so that's always going to be 8. So that's where we're getting the 8 from. So if ammo available is less than or equal to 0, or self.magazine size, self.ammo and magazine equals self.magazine size, we say we don't reload anything. Okay, we still have an issue here. Why did it remove 22? Okay, so when we reload, let's get some print statements here. Print ammo added plus string of ammo added. Okay, ammo added 22. And then ammo added 0. Why is ammo added 22? How could we possibly be getting 22 from here? Oh, because ammo available minus max ammo to add. Wait, but max ammo to add should only be... Oh boy. Okay. So if max ammo to add equals 0, and we'll return 0. So if then ammo available minus max ammo to add is greater than or equal to 0, then we add max ammo to add and return max ammo to add. Otherwise, we add what's left. Okay, it's working so far. Okay, so that worked as expected. Let's try it again and get the case where things don't just line up perfectly here. Okay, so we should see this go to 8, and we should see this go to 4. Beautiful. Okay, so I think I got it fixed. Now we have no more ammo, and we can't shoot, we can't reload. Perfect. All right, so we're chilling there. So let's commit all this. Oh, what were the changes I made to the inventory item buttons? Inventory. Okay, let's commit that first. Add do /UI. Handle adding stackable inventory items. Handle combining stackable inventory items. Add generic weapon class and rifle class. Integrate with player. Okay, so we've committed that, and that's good. So the next order of business is to add ammo to the inventory. So let's boot up the game and open up the zombies inventory where we can see we have items foo and bar, and you can combine items foo and bar. Now I'm trying to, there are a couple things I want to do. I don't think I want weapons to, like an active weapon that you're using, to live in the base inventory here. So that probably means I need to add another section to the player's inventory that has like a weapon slot you can put something in. That's one thing. The second thing is, how do I get ammo from the inventory to connect to the weapon? Which also makes me think, excuse me, that we may want to, as we're adding another element for a weapon, UI element, I mean, we may want to have a way to drag ammo into that ammo slot for the weapon, as long as it's compatible with that weapon. Alternatively, we keep things as is, and you can equip items, and certain items become equipable. And weapons can be one of those. And then if you have in your inventory ammo of the compatible type for a weapon, then it just automatically finds that and uses it. That solution's probably easier because I don't need to build new UI. It becomes a little messier in code though, because then you need to have something that's constantly checking if there's ammo in inventory that is valid. But I guess that's not so bad. That isn't too bad. So let's go with that approach. So let's come into inventory here. But where should that be handled? I guess on the player is fine. So, okay, first of all, we need to start thinking about a item list that stores information about different items. So let's create a new folder called items, and we'll create a new script called items list. Let's open that up. And I wonder if we can do Okay, we'll say var items list, and we'll call it a dictionary, where each key is the ID of the item. Let's say if we say 1 is a rifle, does that mean I can access items list and say, like, if I get 1, can I do that node.new? Let me show you what I mean. So, okay, whoops, relax, hold on. Did I change anything? No. Okay, so if I say class name items list, and then var items list equals items list dot new, no, that's, hold on, this isn't what I want to do. What am I wanting here? I'm wanting a global way to identify items so they don't overlap their IDs. So every item has a unique ID and no two are the same. So maybe this is fine. So let's actually say maybe just having them as strings for now is okay. Oops. Just not sure what value I get out of okay, now I've totally lost why I was even going to do this in the first place. So I need to take a step back here. Okay, let's actually delete this because I've completely lost the thread. Okay, so just to come back here, we said that we were going to have weapons be in inventory and selectable. So that's great. And so when you select it, it's equipped. So maybe instead of use, we'll say equip for certain weapons, but we can get to that in a bit. And then it's going to search through and find ammo that's compatible with that weapon. And that's what it'll key off of for how many projectiles are available, how you can reload, etc., etc. I don't know why I decided I needed an items list for that. but that's fine. I was saying that the player could handle most of the finding of inventory, and now okay, so let's add, so under weapons, let's add a new folder called ammo types. So let's create a new script, and we'll say let's just keep it simple and call it rifle ammo. So this extends item. So init super, let's just call it 4 with the name rifle ammo. I think that's, and then class name rifle ammo. Okay, so now for rifle, we can say bar compatible ammo equals rifle ammo. Except this should be on the weapon itself. So the weapon needs to understand its compatible ammo, which means we need a base ammo type. Which also extends item. This is where classes and Godot elude me a little bit. So super, and we'll say ID is an int, iname is a string, ID and iname. So we actually want rifle to extend ammo. And then in weapon, compatible ammo should be of type ammo. When we init a weapon, we should pass in the type of the compatible ammo. So ammo of type ammo self dot compatible ammo equals ammo. Oops. So then from here, like we can get the compatible ammos like ID, and then we can match that against the inventory items. Like if the inventory item is of type ammo. Okay, so we have rifle ammo. So when we're initializing this, we want to say rifle ammo.new, because that is the ammo type we want to use for a rifle. Okay, now, oops, in the zombie, when we're initializing the inventory, let's say rifle equals rifle.new. And I don't think there's anything I need to pass in there. No. Okay, so back to zombie. Bar. So rifle isn't stackable, theoretically. Like, we shouldn't allow it to be stacked, but we can deal with that later. So we'll say rifle. And this is all for testing purposes here. And there's one of them. And then let's add stackable item 4. So now we have a rifle that we can pass around. Let's see what happens when this should work. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. So we've got a rifle. Great. Which is, I think, extends type item, which is also what we want. Right? Rifle, oh no, it extends weapon, which extends item. Okay. So now let's add to the zombie another item, which is ammo, and specifically rifle ammo. Our rifle ammo equals rifle ammo.new. Oops. So we'll say rifle ammo, and we'll just give it 100. And then we'll also add this to the zombie's inventory. I guess we could add this to the player's inventory, so I don't have to go through the extra step of where is the inventory? Here it is. Am I doing anything else with inventory at all? No. Okay, so we'll say need to pass rifle and rifle ammo in here. And then in ready inventory debug, and do that. To do remove, it's just for inventory debug. So if we put this up, we should see rifle and rifle ammo. Oh, that's funny. Okay, I didn't realize this could happen to our inventory. It's not a huge deal at the moment, but it definitely looks weird. Ooh, excuse me. Hold on one sec. Let me just check things out for a moment. Okay. So we've got that. We can move it around. Changes the size of things, but that's fine. So okay, so we have a rifle in the inventory and rifle ammo. Now, the player's weapon, we are hard coding as part of an inventory. So now we don't want to do that. We actually want to say equipped weapon So we have equipped weapon, and the way equipped weapon is found is we'll say, we'll just use the first one that it finds. So for item in self.items, no, that's not how you iterate through. How do you iterate through again? Dot keys. So for key and self.item.keys, var item equals, excuse me, self.items dot get key if item does not equal null and item is weapon, return item. And you're yelling because not all code paths return a value. Otherwise, return null. Okay, so then in player, get weapon, get inventory weapon is going to break. Where is that function? So it's really self.inventory.equipped weapon. So I think, so let's actually just print this out. Because I think it should work because we have an item by default in the inventory. No. Invalid get index magazine size on base nil. Wait, weapon, get inventory weapon. Okay, so maybe not. Oh, because we're not adding, we're adding that after this. So actually, let's do this. No, it doesn't actually matter. So where are we doing this? If weapon does not equal null. We only want to do that stuff in this case. So we might see some wonkiness with the UI for the moment, but we'll handle that later. Invalid get index ammo and magazine. Okay. So we can't guarantee that that is valid anywhere. So let's go to game UI. Our weapon equals game manager.player.get inventory weapon if weapon does not equal null. Oops. Stop that, please. Oh my god, what is... There we go. And I think that's the only place we're doing weapon. So we could say weapon dot ammo and magazine. And then we're also accessing this elsewhere. So we've got weapon. If weapon does not equal null, we've got weapon. If weapon does not equal, actually, if weapon equals null, let's just return. Otherwise, we can do all of the weapon stuff. And then I think this is being used elsewhere. If weapon equals null, let's also just return And weapon.ammo in magazine. Let's see. Var ammo in magazine. It's an int. And equals 0. If weapon does not equal null, weapon.ammo in magazine. Ammo in magazine equals weapon.ammo in magazine. This will start to get weird if we have weapons without ammo, like knives or whatever, but we'll deal with that later. And then this needs to just be ammo in magazine. Okay, I think this should solve the issues we're having. Now shooting doesn't work. Oh, because we're not finding an equipped weapon, which is perfectly okay. So at the beginning of shoot, and I guess reload, what are we doing for... Oh, it's actually returning null. So we're not finding a weapon, which is okay. So equipped weapon is always null. So let's check what's happening here. So print item. Print item key plus string key. Maybe that's already a string. Does this return an array? That might already be a string, actually. Okay, let's see what happens here. So, okay, item key 0, we have a node. Item key 1, we have a node. So that must mean that it doesn't think the item is a weapon. Wait, why are we saying rifle new? We don't want that. So if item does not equal null and item is weapon, return item. Let's try this again. So we have a rifle. Okay, so these nodes aren't considered weapons. So as we're adding them to our player inventory, what's going on here? So we're adding them to empty slots, stackable. Oh, because it's a stackable item. So really it needs to be, if item is not null, then we want to say, so this is an item, this is stackable item. Stackable item, if stackable item does not equal null, we'll say var item equals stackable item dot get item. If item does not equal null and item is weapon, then we'll return the item. So this might work. Yeah, and we're able to shoot and reload and shoot and reload. I'm amazed that worked. That's pretty cool. Okay, so the ammo still isn't tied to the right thing, but that's okay. I think those are stackable, but that's also fine for now. Great, so we're getting closer. Now we just need to hook up the, oop, my second monitor died, hold on. It's just my iPad. Okay. And so we're getting the equipped weapon like that. So now we want to say in player when we're getting the, so total projectiles we just want to get rid of. Just going to cause a lot of issues elsewhere. That's okay. So get inventory weapon is that. Now we want to say get a weapon ammo. Type ammo. So return self.inventory.equipped ammo. So we'll need to update this now to in inventory. So far equipped ammo. Type ammo, get, and then we'll basically do the same thing here. So first we want to get the equipped weapon. Actually, we don't need to do that. So if item does not equal null, an item is ammo and item dot get item ID equals equipped weapon dot what is it in weapon? It's called compatible ammo. So equipped weapon dot compatible ammo. Just look at this one more time. Compatible ammo. I think the getter can just be exactly as it seems. Let's just return compatible ammo. Let's have a function actually called is ammo compatible on a weapon. So func is ammo compatible, and we'll take in the ammo ID. We'll return a bool. We'll say return ammo ID equals compatible ammo dot get item ID. Great. So now we can say in inventory. And again, this is getting kind of funky because we don't want all of this to necessarily be available on any NPC. So we might want to make a player inventory specifically that has some of this extra functionality on it, but for the moment it's okay. It's not like zombies are going to be shooting back or anything. Okay, so if item does not equal null, an item is ammo, and equipped weapon dot is ammo compatible item dot get item ID. Then we say we have equipped ammo. Okay, so we get the weapon ammo. So instead of, so ammo added, total projectiles will now be, okay, let's see, get weapon ammo. Maybe we say get total weapon ammo. Get weapon ammo amount, I guess is fine. So really, all we care about is this being an integer. So we'll say equipped ammo. Equipped ammo equals self.inventory.equipped ammo. If equipped ammo equals null, return 0. Otherwise, return equipped ammo dot, wait, hold on. So wait, we have the item, but we need we actually want the stackable item here. Because we want to know the count. So let's say equipped ammo stackable inventory item. Hold on one sec. I know someone just messaged me, and my OBS. Oh, here we go. Hey Boostry, how's it going? My second monitor died. It's just my iPad, so I'm rebooting it. Okay, so we want to return the stackable inventory item. So the stackable item is stackable inventory item. So we'll return stackable item, which means that equipped ammo equals null, return 0. If not, then we'll say equipped ammo dot get amount, I believe, because equipped ammo should be a stackable inventory item, which means this, yeah, returns an integer. So that's how much we have of it. So then we'll, oh, actually on the inventory, we can say, so we have a getter for equipped ammo. But now let's have a function that, why's my iPad not turning on? Okay, let's reconnect screen mirroring. It can't for some reason because it's not connected to Wi-Fi. Now it's connected. Okay, there we go. Cool. Hey, Boostery. All right, so now we want a function that allows us to set the, we don't really want this on inventory though. Stackable inventory item knows nothing about its location. Got a tip for a student in CS. I wonder what to learn next in coding on the side to make project. Not so sure what interests you anymore. What have you done in school? I mean, there's so much in coding that you can get into. I find most of the stuff that I learned in school isn't super applicable to real world stuff. But it depends on what you want to do. Like, you can build websites, you can build backend services, you can be a full stack engineer and do both. That's what I do professionally. You can get into game development. You can start specializing in software engineering and learn more about like AI or computer vision. It's just like barely scratching the surface of the things that are available to do, but it kind of depends on what you're interested in. I know you say you're not sure what interests you anymore, but also depends on, what you've been working on. you know Java pretty well, but you don't see where it takes you. Yeah, Java was it was actually the first language that I learned in school. There's some companies that still use Java, and you can make, you know, all kinds of backend services with it, but I find that it's used less and less in like startup land. Most startups nowadays are using either Python, JavaScript, TypeScript, Node. On the front end, a lot of React. Yeah, it depends on what you want to do, because there's, you know, a whole world of firmware and hardware engineering, and the languages that are involved in that. So like Rust, Go, C++, C. Yeah, I mean, still plenty of applications of Java. Just I've found it used less and less nowadays. So, you know, if you want some direction to go, try picking up a different language. Try learning, you know, JavaScript and TypeScript. TypeScript is just a strictly typed version of JavaScript. And then build yourself a little like web server. And yeah, so for visual stuff, yeah, Python's entirely backend. Python has libraries for doing like OpenGL graphics type stuff. But Python's definitely going to be leaning more backend. If you want to do front end stuff, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, those are going to be your friends. And then most companies nowadays for their front ends use React, and so I'd suggest learning React as well. It's React is a front end JavaScript library that a lot of websites use nowadays. At least, you know, newer startup-y type websites. And so there's a lot you can do here. You can build backends using Python and make API requests from your React server. Your React application. So I'd suggest, if you want to do visual stuff, specifically around web, getting into React. There's also mobile development, so you could dive into iOS and Android with, Swift, Objective-C, and Java might even be used on Android as well. All web feels gray to go into. I'm not sure what that means. Because it feels like GPT will take over that. I don't think it will. Not at least for quite some time. We're still a long way away from AI being able to replace engineers in a meaningful way. Like, they can definitely help with certain tasks, but once you start to get into any complex task, it's you have to really know what you're asking for in order to get out what you want. Like, you need to understand what's happening in order to make it do that. So I think we're quite a ways away from needing to worry about AI taking our jobs. Okay, I'm getting to the point where I need to hop off the stream soon, but let me see if I can get this finished. So I was working on equipped ammo. Now I need a way to update the amount of the ammo. So we'll say, I didn't really want this to be specifically on the inventory class. If we had an equipped ammo setter, we could do it there. No, I haven't been streaming for 13 hours. I've been streaming for almost 3 hours, which is like 2 hours and 50 minutes, which is my longest stream ever. I just have a running timer of what I've been, like, how long I've been working on this project. I feel like it's a kind of a nice way to keep track of that. So let's do a setter. I don't think this is really how you're supposed to use this. But we'll say, is that standalone expression? The line has no effect. Oh no, I don't want to do this. So just for now, we'll get around this by saying set ammo count. And so we need to, again, find the, it's going to be very similar to this. It's not set ammo count. It's I guess reload and then amount. So it's an int, and we'll return void for the moment. Let's pass this in. Oh, cool. Yeah. Okay, so we'll get our stackable item, stackable inventory item. So we'll say stackable item equals we'll say stackable ammo item. So var stackable item is stackable inventory item. And here we'll say stackable ammo item equals stackable item. Can you break out of for loops using break in GDScript? I think maybe. Then we'll say stackable ammo item dot amount. Okay, so let me go actually into stackable inventory item. We've got amount here. So the getter, come on. So get, and then that's simple, return self dot amount, just return amount, and then set takes in we'll say assert, blah, blah, blah. And why are you yelling? What are you yelling about? Do I find myself using any math in your projects? Not really. I mean, outside of basic algebra, but it again depends on what you want to go into. Because if you get into like graphics and all of that stuff, you get into you get into calculus, linear algebra, more of that kind of thing. But I've never found that I've personally worked on it like that, or personally needed it. But that's just based on what I work on. Okay, where did I add the sets here? Set value. Maybe it's to do with specifying. Oh, it is. Okay, so that's just, I can't specify, but that's fine. Okay, so we don't need add amount anymore. I don't even think that was being used, so that's okay. I knew they were lying to us. Yeah, I mean, it's good to know, but it's definitely not something that you use all that often. Obviously, depending on what you do, but I don't think school necessarily prepares you for working in the industry. I think it prepares you for how to learn in order to work in the industry, if that makes sense. Like learning new skills, picking new things up, how to go about thinking about a problem, or just like learning in general. But there's a lot of soft skills that school doesn't teach you that you pick up on the job and just pick up in the industry. Okay, stackable ammo item dot amount plus equals amount. Okay. Now we're back here. Boy, I have gotten distracted. So we've got reload. Ammo add is weapon dot reload. Too few arguments for reload. Expected one. Ammo available. So ammo available equals, actually I think we can just say self dot get ammo weapon ammo amount, and then total projectiles is self dot get weapon ammo amount. Same with here. Definitely gonna have a bug somewhere. And lastly, self dot get weapon ammo amount. Okay, so this is, oh, there's one more. Self dot get weapon ammo amount. All right, everything is a little too intertwined here. We have another issue. Must use amount instead of self dot amount in setter. Okay, so that's in here. Let's try this again. Valid get index total projectiles. Oh, okay, this is again another issue on game UI. Total projectiles doesn't exist anymore, so we say game manager.player.get weapon ammo amount. Okay, try this one more time. Is ammo compatible? Cannot convert argument 1 from callable to int. Okay. Where is this issue? In inventory. Line 28. Equipped weapon dot is ammo compatible. So item dot get item dot, oh, okay. That's supposed to be a function. All. Let's start this again. And okay, we're in the game. We're shooting. We reload. Invalid get index total projectiles on player. Self dot total projectiles. Okay, so reload. Why is that not yelling? 159. 159. Okay, I don't know why that's not yelling, but self dot inventory dot set what did I call it? Reload. Self dot inventory dot reload with ammo added. Theoretically that should work. I think it's supposed to actually be negative ammo added. Is ammo compatible from callable to int? Did this not get updated? Let's do this weird thing again. Oh no, it was just, I have the same code twice and I need to reuse this, but I'm not gonna worry about that right now. Not great coding patterns, but I just want to get this tested because I need to hop off. 392, holy crap. Look at that, our ammo's going crazy. Okay, not quite. Stackable ammo item amount plus equals amount. Okay, so when we're reloading, we're using the wrong number here. Minus ammo added. Okay, print ammo added. That should be printed out somewhere now. Okay, first of all, we got some wacky stuff going on here, and we'll clean this up in the next stream. But why are you still printing everything out? Stop doing that, please. Okay, ammo added 8, ammo added 0, and yet the stackable ammo item dot amount. Oh, this is if stackable does not equal null. So plus equals amount. Print amount in inventory reload plus string of amount. Okay, let's try this again. Still have a weird print statement somewhere, but that's okay. Ammo amount in inventory. Okay, so this is actually always going to be negative. So let's just say reload with ammo added. Okay, so ammo added isn't crazy. So we must be seeing a weird issue here. So amount in inventory reload is -5. Why is that getting stackable item amount plus equals A? Okay, so this, so minus equals amount. All right, I think I'm gonna have to figure this out later. I don't know why it's having an issue, but we're pretty close. But yeah, this was a 3-hour plus session. Way longer than I was expecting to go here. And I will be on again tomorrow, probably around the same time. So I appreciate everyone that hopped on, had some good viewership today, some good comments, and had a good time overall. So